20 years, Trust South LA's work has evolved into four main buckets: organizing and developing South Central leadership, acquiring and stewarding land, housing policy advocacy, and environmental and mobility justice. In 20 years, Trust South LA has acquired 5 active properties, with one more currently being built. Our land stewardship is made possible thanks to invaluable partners like Tom DeSimone.
Genesis LA has been a long-time partner with Trust South LA, and we've been able to finance most of their real estate acquisitions. And I remember hearing about land trusts before we started working with them, but never really seeing it come about until we began and we financed the Community Mosaic property. And I remember a very special story that came out of that work where Trust South LA members were explaining how they worked with the residents to organize them to pitch in small dollars each month into a reserve so that if ever a resident of the building struggled to make their rent, they could pull from that reserve and help one another. And I just thought that that was such a powerful way to reconceive of the way we think about affordable housing and to really help people develop the self-determination they need to have greater authority over their future and their housing stability. Having watched the work of Trust South LA, I can tell that they don't just give lip service to serving residents. They really get into the trenches with residents and build up their own capacity and really think about the way that residents interact with their housing in a completely different way. And I think they're a key part of reshaping the way we think about affordable housing in LA.
Trust South LA's housing policy advocacy has yielded major wins, like the passage of SB 679, Measure ULA, and Measure A, bringing hundreds of millions of dollars to fund affordable housing and community ownership across Los Angeles. The leadership and work of South Central residents, like our board member, Deshanae Cantley, have been instrumental in these wins.
Trust took me directly into policy and action. I got to go to Sacramento. So when we went into action to go talk to all of the senators, all of the people who sat in the offices, I just felt confident and proud to do it. Of course, I was down for the next thing. So when we got to Measure ULA and then doing canvassing, we did it on phones and we did it throughout the neighborhoods, making sure everyone was registered to vote and they knew about Measure ULA. I was very proud doing that work too for Measure A also. And I'm looking forward to doing the hard work again. Trust is one of the leading policy community land trusts. The impact that Trust has had with this policy advocacy has changed me in a way that I just know that some of these things that we've been enduring our lifetime is not right, but it gave me an outlet and to know that I'm supported.
Our Environmental and Mobility Justice Department has developed as a response to years of disinvestment and environmental racism.
All right, the South LA Ecolab is a $35 million climate investment funded through the Transformative Climate Communities Program through the Strategic Growth Council. It is a grant that funds a series of 14 projects that will be implemented in South Central Los Angeles, and it includes the plantings of 4,000 trees, the implementation of solar roofs, solar panels and cool roofs, access to clean transportation like e-bikes and EV car share, and the upgrading of local infrastructure like our sidewalks and bike lanes. I grew up on Central and Vernon, so growing up in that area, I was so used to concrete neighborhoods, lack of trees. The work that I do in the South LA Ecolab feels very special to me, considering that all of these climate investments are coming to the neighborhoods where I grew up in.
Salvador Sanabria, President and CEO of El Rescate, has been a visionary board member for Trust South LA. We exist to give South Central residents like him an outlet for their leadership.
Coming from an immigrant background and my membership with Trust South LA and having participated in the Social Housing Academy and the different initiatives the organization really has given me the opportunity to grow in terms of activism, community participation, and how to strengthen the interests of working families and poor communities in Los Angeles. You know, I have learned that Los Angeles is not viable without an effective social housing movement, because this great city is made up of working families, immigrant families that are the ones that sacrifice themselves to make this economy, society, and culture function and work.
As our political and climate landscape presents various threats to our community, we have continued to evolve and develop yet another aspect of our organization.
But I think COVID was a big also awakening for many of us, and we had to pivot. And I believe that that was a critical moment for the organization to evolve into this more like rapid response that we have now seen play out during, for example, the fires, right? Being able to respond to community immediately. As soon as we knew the fire was happening, we knew that same day that the quality of air was going to be bad in South LA. That same night, we drove across multiple counties to secure air purifiers because they couldn't be secured in Los Angeles. And that same night, we were distributing door to door to residents. But because of the experience we had with COVID and all the rapid response and all the work that we did during that period, 3 years, helped us immediately move into action and reach out to secure the resources we needed to respond.